Yes, children, Krishna, I'm back again with the second video of the Ailing planet, which is chapter 5 of your book Hornbill. Okay, we learned certain things about how the earth is ailing. And in this video, I'm going to cover the earth's principal biological systems and what are they. But before I tell you about that, I'll just give a small mention about one small anecdote which I missed to mention in my last video. That is, you'll see in your second page. Okay, this is zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, and there's an empty cage there, a big empty cage, and it has been mentioned the world's most dangerous animal. So it's usual, once we go to the zoo, we go to different cages to see, okay, what is inside here, but on that cage, what is mentioned? The world's most dangerous animal. Now, who is the most dangerous animal? Once we say inside, who is there? You and me, nobody else. We human being, because there's this big mirror inside, and whoever goes and look at the most dangerous animal, they will see their own reflection. Because human being is none but the most dangerous animals. Human beings who are destructing everything. Okay, so we will see how. Now, here, Mr. Lester R. Brown, he has written a book, and in his book he has mentioned that our Earth, the planet Earth, has 4 main biological systems. And what are they? Fisheries, forest, grassland, and cropland. Okay, because these four resources, they form foundation of the global economic system. They not only supply food to us, but they provide each and everything needed for living here. Okay, which is can be from raw material, except this minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. They provide each and everything, not only to us, but to all the species, all the 1.4 million species, and plus 3 to 100 million more species which are found in this earth, on this earth. Okay, they provide life. These 4 biological systems, it provide life to them also. Okay, and apart from that, it is a part of our economic system also. Fine, but here, what has he written? What has Mr. Palkhiwala written? That human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. Okay, up to the extent that the productivity is being impaired. That human beings are putting a claim on this. They are using it drastically. They are using it on such an extent, that it is coming to a verge of extinction, not only of the resources, but once the resources are affected, the whole cycle will be affected. Now, what is the cycle? Once we are very much protein conscious, we belong to very much protein conscious world, and once we go for fisheries, okay, the fishery is that part is depleted. The ocean world, the ocean life will be affected also. And children, just small, okay, even a small bee, even a small species in this world, okay, on this planet, holds a very significant role in the whole cycle. If one tiger is extincted, the whole ecosystem will be disturbed. Okay, so each and every living being includes all the species, whether discovered or not discovered, they all play their own role. So if we have the right to live here, even they have right to live there. Even they play a very significant role in this world. Fine. So it's written here, overfishing is common every day. Sorry, not only overfishing, over of everything. The forest, fisheries are very much used up to the extent that the ocean world is becoming totally vacant. Forest. Okay, forest, we are cutting the forest so fast. Okay, it's disappearing so fast that, because human beings, they need land, they want land, they're in search of land for putting industry and everything in the name of rising economy. But does this economy, we have to pay for that, because the destruction of forest means extinction of wildlife also. So here the local forests are being decimated. Decimated means, okay, it's being destroyed drastically. It's being destroyed very much. Okay, so it's being it's disappearing, totally disappearing. So much so that several species are coming to an extinct. And here he has also written that in remote area, in villages and forest area, they need firewood for cooking. So much of firewood is being cut, so much wood is being cut for cooking that it has become so expensive that what goes inside the pot is what goes below the pot, under the pot, is far more expensive than what goes inside the pot. Now what is below the pot? What is under the pot? Firewood, for which we are cutting the forest. Okay, so that is becoming expensive more and more. Now the cow dung also, instead of using it as a natural fertilizer, it is being utilized as cooking fire at many places. So that's why he has written that we are not using the natural resources. We are not using it wisely. We are just blindly using it. Okay. Now one more. The whole chapter is full of beautiful lines. So there's not even one single line which I want to just leave like that. But somehow we have to win up video, and I will just go in. I'll just go fast. Okay, it has been well said, the forest precedes mankind, deserts follow. What does it mean? That before human being came into existence on this planet, there were forests. Forest came into existence much before than we human being. But once the human being came into existence, once we are here, what did we do with the forest? Cut, and keep on cutting till we make it a desert. Okay, that's why it's written that forests precede mankind, deserts follow. Beautifully written. So the world's ancient patrimony. Why the world patrimony has written here? Because we got this in our heritage. Before human being came into existence, forest was there, so it was a patrimony. Okay, so how fast it's depleting? At a rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Not 2 acres, not 100 or 200 acres. Okay, it's 40 to 50 million acres per year. That is the rate. Forest is depleting all over the world. Okay, and because the cow dung is also used for cooking and all those, that's why the soil which is left for us for using, that is not so much fertile. Okay, we're not getting that much of fertile soil. So now what is our duty? What is the sustainable development which we mentioned in our last video? Okay, that is, once we use, okay, we can use, because we must use the resources. But like forest, if we are using it, we must plant 5 times more trees for our future generation. Okay, so it can just make a good balance of what is being used. So that is sustainable development. So we need to plant more and more trees. So James Smith, the president of World Resource Institute, he quoted once that we are losing forest, okay, at such a speed that initially it was we were losing 1 acre a second. Now it's coming to an extent of 1.5 acre per second. We are losing that fast. So this article was written way back, okay, way back way back in 1994, some 26 years before, and that was ratio given that time. That was the record of that time. If you see the government record, if you see it, okay, if you search the current record, it must be much higher, much higher, because the planet still continues to ail. Okay, it's not recovering. So now I'll give a more mention. I'll give mention. Okay, here I'll mention you about the 7 R's of green technology. That is about this very much related to the these are 4 biological systems which I mentioned just now. So what are those 7 R's of green technology? What are those 7 R's which we must take care? We human being plus you children as future generation, all of us get together and take care. What are those? Reduce means we should reduce our needs. We must reduce our needs and make it limit. Reliable means we should use reliable items, so we should not destroy. And repair. So whatever is destroyed, we must repair all those things. Like if we cut the forest, we must plant more and more trees to repair and replenish it. Reuse, if you know that, things should be reused, recycled, and resources, we must know how to replace the resource. Sometimes few resources, okay, it are in a limited number. So we must not be so selfish as to go only for that. We could replace that with some other thing which could work as good. Fine. So those are 7 R's for green technology, for taking care of the environment, for maintaining all these 4 resources or these 4 biological system of the planet. Now let's come to another point. Article 48A of the Constitution of India, that was written in 1949, way back. Okay, 1949. Here, Mr. Palkiwala, he has written that some 44 years before. But now, when are we reading this? We are reading this in 220. That is almost 70 years from the time this article was introduced. Okay, so what was this article for? This was for the protection and improvement of the environment and safeguard of forest and wildlife of the country. That was written by the Constitution of India, to safeguard the forest and wildlife and to improve and safeguard of our environment. But it's written that it causes endless anguish. Why? He is very much depressed, he is very much dissatisfied that the law remains only on paper. Okay, this is just a paper law. This means things are not actually enforced, and all of you are very, very aware of the law here, especially in India. Okay, because it has been never respected and enforced. 70 years has passed since the introduction of this Article 48A. Many things has been mentioned, but just go and see what is the actual thing happening. Here law is only a matter of book. Fine. Because what example is given here, the Constitution says, but the casteism, untouchability and bonded labor shall be abolished, but shamelessly. According to him, when he wrote this article, 44 years has passed, but nothing happened. And now 70 years has passed since myself and you are reading this book. Still, it has not been implemented. Okay. So a recent report of Parliament Estimate Committees highlighted the near catastrophic depletion. Okay, now what is catastrophic depletion? Drastic destruction, drastic reduction of something. Now it is telling about the drastic reduction of what? Forest. Now what is the figure in India those days? Way back when this article was written, 1904. Okay, we were losing. By that time we were losing forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. Okay, that was the official rate. That was the official rate which was mentioned on the paper. It was mentioned by the government, the figure given by the government. But if you see in reality, okay, a large area which was designated as forest on the map, in the figures, on the papers, there are only virtual trees. Virtual trees means there's nothing but barren land. But on paper it has been mentioned as forest. Okay. So the actual loss of the forest is about 8 times more than what has been mentioned by the government. So government's figure is nothing but only a figure. So now what is mentioned at the end here, that is in the studies of 88 countries, the United Nations has made in the 3 years study done by the satellite and aerial photo were taken. Okay, the environment was deteriorated so badly that they were shocked to see the condition of the environment, condition of the planet Earth, the only one planet in the whole universe which is breathing. Okay, and that was Ailing. So he was shocked to see. So children, I think we have covered all the main points in these 2 videos. Just let me have a look here. Okay, the main points covered. Now in my third video I'll cover one more very burning issue, that is exploding population of the world, and what is our responsibility, what is your responsibility, what is my responsibility towards this planet Earth. So in my third video or last video we will learn about that. Till then, for today, have very good time. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.